All right, hey, good morning, folks. We're gonna do some artwork today, so give me a second here. I need to check on my signal and make sure that I'm coming through clearly. We've got some really quick social media posts to do. It should take less than a minute, so if you're catching us live, just go ahead and endure with me. If you're catching us in the future, you can skip ahead a minute. Endure with me. And yeah, it's okay. It sounds like I'm coming through okay. So I'm gonna drop my volume down there. It sounds like the signal's coming through nice and clear. And let me do a quick social media post here real fast just to let folks know that I'm up and running. We'll go like that, and we'll go like that, and we'll go like that. And I need to grab a screenshot real quick. This is the book cover that we did. This is the page that we're going to work on today. I'm going to hopefully get a selection window around this. There we go. Let's get my, if I can get my tool to work. Something's going wrong with my tools, so let me go down here. Oh, looks like my defaults got resetted, so let's go back to edit. And let's go down to keyboard shortcuts and our Photoshop defaults. Okay. There we go. Morning notes. Burp, 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 burp. Actually, let's do a full screen. Sorry, we're off to a rough start this morning. Apparently I had pneumonia during my Christmas holiday, so I got to enjoy that. So I'm slower. I'm still a little sick, a little slower than usual. So just bear with me, folks. I'm gonna grab a copy of this, and then we'll go down here into. I don't need that. Thank you. Here, and we'll do paste, post. And we'll do paste, post, and paste, post. Okay, cool. My social media postings are done now. Click, click, click. We can get rid of this. And let's see. Everything should be on the up and up now. Okay, there we go. And okay, great. So if you're still here, God bless you. Thank you. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications when we're live in the future. And here's a bunch of books that I've already created on the DMsGuild. They're full of my ideas and artwork. Be welcome to click on the free previews to check out the ideas. If you're into D&D and you find them to be interesting, purchasing would certainly be a vote of confidence to me and very much appreciated. Otherwise, you can join me on Patreon, join my Discord, which is at no cost. And this is the page that we're going to work on today. Here's that 16:9 format that we're operating in for the digital project.
There it is. Okay. I should have sound now. Okay. I should have sound now. Check. Check. Is that okay? Seems like I'm working again. I don't know what is going on, but it sounds like I am back in the mix. Hey, thanks, John, for sticking around. Looks like that ended up working out. So, what a train wreck of a morning. Let's let me check here real quick for myself. Train wreck of a morning. Let me check here real quick for myself. Yeah, that sound is horrible. How's that game doing? Yeah, that sound is horrible. Oh wow. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to endure with it for the time being. At least it's working now, so that's good. Okay, we can get to work. Check. At least it's working now, so that's good. Okay, we can get to work. One last little pinch to deal with here real fast. Up, and pinch. Up. And that should be okay now. There we go. Okay. Thanks, John. I appreciate. I had not realized that my volume wasn't working, so I really appreciate giving me a shout out. Let me drop that volume back down here so it stays out of the way. The sound isn't very good right now, but it'll do. Body doubling. Yeah. It's a little bit of echo. It should be fine now. And I've got eyes on my equalizers here, so that should be okay. Great. So we're excuse me. Getting over pneumonia. Apparently, I'd taken a holiday between Christmas and New Year's, but I spent most of it sleeping because I was sick. But so little corner bits like this is too small of a space to worry about any kind of artwork in, but this corner is large enough so that like when you look back at the page, like it looks a little empty over here, right? So I'm trying to add in little flavor, little corner vignette illustrations to fill in those gaps, and I don't know what any of these are going to be when we do it, so right on, man. All right, so let's see, let's get into it. Yeah, we'll just make up something. So here's this page. What it's talking about is here. I'll show you the underground facility. Here's how this is what the underground facility looks like, and there's a number of entry points. There's stairs down that leads from the gatehouse in part 2. This is an elevator shaft that's not functioning right now, so it's basically just an open shaft into the underground. There's a secret passage over here with difficult terrain that can be squeezed through that is otherwise tucked out of the way and not necessarily noticed. And there is a flooded tunnel over here from the fort ruins that are also in part 2. The secret passage that goes to the cemetery. The topside entrance comes in from the gatehouse up top, and the flooded fort is there's an underground access tunnel that's currently flooded with water with drowned assassins and ghouls and undead in it. But if you want to get down into this decrepit water, there's these underground fissures that you can swim through to get into this sunken grotto inside here. And all 3 of them lead to the Nexus Chamber, where the manifest zone is being generated. So depending on which route you choose is going to determine the type of enemies that you're going to face. So this page talks about the fresh air environment, which is the top side, the gatehouse leading down the elevator shaft of the stairway, where the mercenaries are active, and in an area that has fresh air that isn't putrid. The fog-filled environment, indicated by the green mist that's in the environment, it's noxious and toxic to breathe. And then there's the flooded environment, which not only has the toxic fog over the water, but the water itself is poisonous. So it'll cause exhaustion and a poison condition, and it makes life a lot harder. So there's a very mild wandering encounter table in the flooded region, because no one wants to mess around with the flooded region, so it's generally untended. The fog-filled environment has a few different options of different types of encounters that can be that the team can run across, which are different from the clean environment encounters. So since the gap is over here in the flooded chamber, I'm thinking about having an image of the flooded chamber. So I'm thinking, let's do a simple little, if I can get my, there we go. Thinking something like a little grotto. Well, we're gonna do like a little underground flooded cavern vignette sort of thing. We it's like a little environment piece like this. The idea is maybe to like capture this sort of space, or like this sort of space from like inside the environment, just to give because there's not a lot of room in a lot of the adventure for just flavor text images. So these little corner vignettes are a really good opportunity for us to just provide a little bit of that flavor. Give me a thumbs up back when you're troubleshooting more of the parasocial behavior. Years. Man. Oh man, that's funny as fuck. Thanks a lot, I appreciate it. Drop this down here, and we'll put here, and like we can slide this over a little bit more. Have this go off screen maybe. But yeah, we can do some cavern tunnel-y type of stuff. I can get rid of that line down there. That'll be the water line that we'll eventually add in. Yeah, we'll just do some texture-y stuff. Like have some light going on back in here, and then maybe we can have some foggy light sort of stuff going on back here. This should be a fun little, just like a little easy Bob Ross cavern sort of thing. John, you're certainly providing me a warm welcome back. I appreciate it. I typically stream for about an hour and a half in the morning. Obviously, we're off course a little bit today with my mic mishap, but overall, I've got about an hour this morning to play. So we'll see what we can get done with this in the next hour, and then we got 20 of these. After this one, we've got 20 more to do. Here's all the pages that we need these little corner vignette things for, and we're currently working on page 51 today. So I'm going to pop that out over the next. Well, if we can do one a day, that'll be 20 days. If I can get 2 done a day, that'd be amazing. But I'm still doing stuff offline. I'm adjusting the map. I'm doing hyperlinking. To be able to navigate around the documents, but we're really getting close to being done with this. We have like maybe another few weeks. I'm shooting for being done in January. If we end up spilling into the first week of February or something, just being cautious, that's okay. I don't technically have a timeline that I have to have this finished, but we've been working on it literally for years, so I'm really looking forward to having it published. See, it's my first day back to work. Oh, right on. Your stream helps me. Thank you. Holy crap! I walked for 5 minutes and yeah, this is what we do. I mean, it's just environmental stuff. So we're going to take this and we're going to start filling in detail. And we already have the colors that we need already dictated to us from here. So I can use this, and I can use these 2 colors here, this base tone here, and this is a patterning that I'm using to indicate solid rock. And you see this throughout different dungeons. And we have our color references in here for water. We've got the poisonous this Vulpina Lotharia is a moss that glows viridescent with a green glow. Iridescent is a blue glow. Viridescent is a green glow. So between these different, and then here's just some plague moss. So all this stuff is stuck to the walls along the base of the water and then on the ceilings. So we have plenty of color references for us to be able to fill the environment. So I'm just going to grab our base color here and then pick up our rocky color there for our bases. Let's drop that out of the way. Pull back here. We'll put this on a deeper fade like this. And we'll just start off with, we'll start with the base color. Photoshop's getting really, really touchy. It's starting to get difficult for, I'm using Photoshop 2022. And it's a subscription model, unfortunately. It used to be that you'd buy Photoshop and you'd be done, and then you'd buy the new one when a new version came out. But somewhere like, I want to say around 2015, they switched to a subscription model. And so you pay monthly, and it goes through system updates occasionally. And their new update is a full conversion to 2025, a whole new AI boosted system that I'm not excited about, but it's becoming more and more tacky. Like it's having difficulty understanding Wacom inputs, and it's just having some performance issue. It's enshittifying itself, probably on purpose, to motivate me to pick up the most recent version. And I am resistant to that, but so far it hasn't been too debilitating. I'm just gonna take this, I'm gonna smudge this in so it fades out into the environment. Let's crank up the smudge strength on that image. So since I did all the text layering, and I can have these environments push into the text space however I please. It's one of the benefits of being both the artist and the writer. Uh-oh, I have to do a nose thing. Oh man, pneumonia's a bitch. There we go. I'm gonna have a light casual, low energy day at work. I can tell already. So we stream in the morning like this, Monday through Fridays, and then I go do my day job, and I come back home, and I'll do stream for game design on Mondays and Thursday nights, including tonight. So I should be back on later on. We've been building a Spelljammer Eberron campaign, defending asteroid communities, and I believe we're going to continue with that endeavor tonight. So stick around if you think that stuff is cool. Like, subscribe, bell icon, notifications, blah blah blah. To get word when I go live again, and definitely check out the design streams, because the books that I design on Mondays and Thursday nights and Saturday mornings, those are the books that we end up illustrating once they're good to go. Keep caught up in the muse and be forgetting to look at chat. Hey Jeff, it's good to see you, my guy. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I'm horrible. I'm horrible with my chat. It's I have to lean in to be able to read what you guys are saying. Hold on, maybe I can zoom in a smidge and pick up on where you guys are at. Maybe that'll make my life a little easier. Maybe I can read it a little bit more clearly. Still a work in progress. But yeah, that pneumonia was a real bitch. It just completely knocked me down for most of the week. We're able to do some playtesting on Saturday for the Strixhaven Mage Tower combat sport mechanics that we've been developing, and it went pretty well. We've had 2 matches. We've had 3 matches total so far, and we've only had 2v2s. I'm hoping to be able to recruit a couple more people for Saturday morning. I think I might have family friend stuff happening this weekend. I'm not 100% sure yet, so I might not be on this weekend. But through the rest of January, into February, we should be continuing with Strixhaven, Mage Tower type stuff. There. I'm gonna curve this off like that. How do I feel about headphones? Oh God, you can't hear what I'm saying? Is the volume off? I can push the volume down a little bit, and this one should be cranked up pretty good. Maybe I can adjust the gain a little bit. Check, 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 check. Crack up the check, check, check. No. Okay, thank you. Let's go here. How about that? How's that doing? The volume keeps getting switched around a little bit. We be clubbing. I think, okay, so I have Zoom meetings installed, and occasionally it goes through updates and overrides my volume settings. Thank you. Just a bit better. Can you still hear the music? Because my volume is cranked like all the way up. Let's go to settings, and let's look at our volume control. Where do I want to be? Network, gaming, personalization, mobile devices, time language, privacy, apps, and then let's see. Is it apps and features? No, this is in the right window. This is the wrong place. System and sound, and how about input, advanced sound options, system, Google, OBS is strong, system is good. We can push up master volume and then push down Google a smidge. Maybe that'll work. How's that sounding? Is that better now? Oh God, that sounds horrible. Hold on, I need to get rid of my. That sounds horrible. Hold on. There, and then maybe I can bring down my gain a little bit. And maybe I can check down my gain a little bit. Oh my God, that's horrible. Bring down my gain a little bit. Oh my God, that's horrible. Yeah, that's not good. All right, let's bring this down a stitch now. Oh yeah, I was blowing out. There, how about that? Are we doing better now? Check, check, check. Are we doing better now? Check, check, check. Yeah, it's still a little fuzzy. Yeah, it's good enough. It should be good enough. All right. If this needs to be adjusted any further, let me know. Jesus. God damn it. I'm gonna have to mess around with my sound volumes again. Hopefully this is going to be tolerable for you guys. How annoying. I hate that my settings keep getting switched around. It's super obnoxious. Oh well. Hopefully this is tolerable. If it needs to be adjusted, just let me know, of course. I'll adjust it however I need to, please. But yeah, I bet I can push up the sound just a little bit more there. Maybe back the microphone off with my face a little bit will help. Okay, so we got that's a good little environment looking sort of thing there, and we'll push this in a little bit here like that. And now let's switch to I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of headphones, although I could certainly see the value of it right now. It's having things covering my ear all well. I mean, it's only a couple hours. It's not so bad. I could probably pull it off. Let's not do this like that right now. Let's figure out our lighting and then take it from there. So let's go down to here, and Jesus, everything sounds super loud to me right now. I'm gonna bring that down a little bit. Is that still tolerable? That's a better volume for me overall. I'm gonna grab that green. See if that's still good. Tolerable? How about that? Is that better now? Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Too loud. Oof. Check, check, check. All right, that's probably okay. That's probably okay there. Oy vey. Can't speak for everyone. Fair enough. Come on, man. There we go. There. Okay, great. Good, good, good. We found a sweet spot. Yeah, no kidding. I don't understand how. I don't know how this machine works. Maybe I can find some tutorials or shit. Well, I appreciate that, Def. Thank you kindly. Add in some light fuzzing into here. It doesn't help that I'm in a room that I can't soundproof. It's just my main den / kitchen / dining room. So it's this large cavernous space that doesn't soundproof at all very well. So I have this echo that sometimes crushes me, sometimes for some reason doesn't. But we're gonna add this in as our light source here. Just gonna blend this in. And I'm gonna have similar pockets of light along the ceiling and on the walls, and like little colonies of moss that glows. I'll go like that. Maybe my New Year's resolution will be to figure the fuck some OBS out so that it doesn't tomfuckery on me so much. That's where. Hey Fox, it's good to see you, my guy. Yeah, I had pneumonia, so so I slept. I was supposed to do a whole bunch of streaming and absolutely just crush everything, but instead, apparently God wanted me to take a nap, so I did. I napped a lot. Lots and lots of sleeping during my vacation. Not how I wanted to spend it at all, but it is what it is. No kidding, Def. Man, your pixel work is fantastic, dude. All right, that's a good little block, and so we can use that. Here's our line art. No, we'll go here. We'll go line art with that, and then we'll have just color in general here. Line. We'll eventually destroy the line layer. And color here. Let's see. Oh yeah. I think I can afford to do it this way. So let's blip this out, and then go down here and grab some color reference stuff here. Had to spill down the page. since we lost so much time fucking around with my microphone and just, you know, blar, won't get this one finished today. But we'll probably finish this one tomorrow and then start in on another piece. And we have 20 more after this one to do. And I'm starting to run out of things to do off screen. So once like I'm still doing hyperlinks and cross-referencing and stuff like that to make the document highly navigatable by touch. But once we get all of that stuff resolved, then I'll be able to work on these things off screen as well. I'll be able to begin a piece on screen and then finish it off screen and then have another piece going, or maybe even finish some pieces off screen. But we are really getting down into the grittiest of nitty on this. That water to flow a little bit more smoothly. Have it spill out and then disappear into the nether of the page. This is probably going to be a little overwhelming. Let's just build it out. It'll be a fun piece. Let's just go ahead and build it out, and then if I need to like reduce its opacity so it blends into the page a little bit better, we will. But currently, it's a little overwhelming. So we're going to call this water. Oops, I shouldn't be using the same layer. I need a separate layer for this. God, I'm rusty. Go away for a week and I lose all my skill. Yeah, like that. Just subtleness. Little subtleties. Start there, and we have water, light, cavern, so they've drawn along later before. Yeah, no kidding, right? All right, pitter patter. Let's get at her. Collapse this. Another color reference here. Let's pick up this this darker rock color here. All right, and then so we can do shadow back here, and right now we're just messing around with the lighting of how the light from here and the light from here are going to hit. Like that, and we're going to push this in here into the shadow here and up to here, and it's my timely timer, making sure I stay on time. How are we doing? Okay, we have 40 minutes, so we can get a lot done in 40 minutes. Maybe we'll get this done, maybe we won't. We'll see. I guess it's really just going to come down to how much texturing do I want to do. Like how fucking crazy am I going to get on building this thing out. So right now we're just smudging things into place just to get an idea of the lighting and the composition, the proportions of stuff to make sure that it sits nicely on the page, and then we can build texture out of it once we are happy with its positioning. Seems like a neat little dark nook up in here, and then once we start adding in like little, like we'll have like little moss things on the walls sticking occasionally there. So we'll see that come through. So right now we're building just the base layer of where the light and dark are falling. I'll take it further from there. Really happy to be back on artwork. It's God, just sleeping. I mean, you don't really think about anything while you're sleeping, right? And you just kind of enjoy your dreamscape and drip the astral. But boy, I sure do love painting. Just keeps me alive. This is a good little Muzak song, something that you might hear on PBS between commercial breaks and stuff, or like as commercial breaks. Be-be-be-doo. Do 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 do. Right on, man. Sorry I missed it. I'll catch up with you sooner or later, I'm sure. Do 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 do. This almost has like a 311 transistor vibe to it, like the etherealness of the background music, or the background sounds inside the song feels very 311. Do, 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 do. I gotta figure out how to get time to do it. Since most of my days I have mornings off, I may tune in on night out stream and steal your audience. And all's fair in love and war, my friend. Your muse will lead you to the proper path to where you should be, I'm sure. As she shall for all. Yeah, this is coming along. It's just cavern space, you know? We're just filling it in. I'm not worrying about texture too much yet. We're starting to see some shapes starting to come into being. I could probably take that line art and just blend it in at this point already, but I'm going to leave it. I'm still going to leave it separate for a little while, just to keep it in its own space, just to make sure I keep the form. The form is the three-dimensional shape of an object. Shape is the two-dimensional space that it occupies. Form is the three-dimensional space that it occupies that we have to translate into a two-dimensional image for the sake of the medium that we're working inside of. I don't know if sculpting uses different language for volume and space that's being filled by the object being sculpted or not. I'm assuming that the language is similar. Right on, man. I mean, if you're going to start streaming afterwards, I can at least turn that on while I'm doing while I'm gearing up for work and stuff. So yeah, go ahead, man. I can tune in. No, I don't want to. I can't define these lines over here with darkness. I have to define them with light. That'll be a separate layer that we have to work on. So I think that might be what we work on right now. That must make me disgusting. Let's drop the opacity a bit though. So let's start adding in some lighting over here like this. You can start defining these shapes this way. So between the shadow and the highlights, we should have some decent form developing out. I gotta be careful about the intensity of the light though, because I can't have it too sharp of a highlight the further away we get from the light source. It's going to start mellowing out. That fat bass is what sold me on this song. It makes me feel like Dragon Ball Z. Toonami. World's strongest. I miss Toonami, man. I love the Midnight Run, and Toonami was just like such a 90s vibe. It was so cool. Just drop an Eminem bar. So I'm trying to, I made the text a little bit bigger, so I should be able to pick up on him. Tom. Hell yeah, man. There's some channel, I don't think it's Toonami, but there's some channels that are playing midnight runs, like just random Toonami recordings, like 3-hour blocks of cartoons with commercials and shit. See if I can find that channel. It pops up occasionally. Oh yeah, I could get crazy with this if I wanted to. I don't know how these things are supposed to be like just little vignette things, but I mean I could probably afford to put a fade like to drop the opacity on this block. Drop down the intensity a little bit. It's pretty intense though. I don't think I'm gonna get away without. The problem is that see how heavily it's imbalancing the page. It's like pulling all the weight down into this corner. It's not really what I wanted to do. Even with the faded like this, it's still pretty intense. Like this is like that's the amount of opacity I feel. I don't know if I'm going to be able... I don't know, man. I don't know. This might be too much. One room, but not the other. It looks like they're all in it. They were in the dungeon map. Are you going to add the mushrooms from the one room, but not the other? It looks like they were in the dungeon map. I don't think I understand that question quite. This perspective here is roughly around, like there's a light source coming in from here and there's a light source coming in from here. So this is like our perspective is like would technically be like here through the wall, be able to see this direction and then this direction, and then have this central post here. It's not a literal translation, but it's a close enough approximation that this feels like area 12 and this feels like area 13 going off the page. I think I'm pulling that off well enough. I'm just concerned about how heavy the image is on the page. And then, yeah, and then there's going to be like little moss and stuff like that on the wall that'll create its own little pockets of light as well. So right now we're just doing the general form of how the environmental lighting is affecting it, and then we can do little micro instances of how the little unique local spots are creating their own little halo effects. We have that page ripping effect come down from the wandering encounters table into the cavern help. Like how Wizard of the Coast does the torn page sort of feeling. We might be able to get away with that. That might actually be a good solution. Overall, though, overall the page balance, it feels very, very heavy over here, and so I'm concerned. Maybe if I were to do something like up in this area here, or maybe if I have it spill over to here. If I have it spill over to here a little bit, it'll probably feel a little bit better. Yeah, I'll probably just end up dropping something in over here. I think that'll actually end up being an okay solution. Just a little hint over here, so it's not so isolated. That'll probably actually work out. So we're gonna end up spending 2 days on this. Coming up, thanks. Yeah. Absolutely. No, thanks for asking. It's I don't like I say, I don't plan these things out ahead. I just kind of let it manifest, and in that sense, I get to be as much of an audience as creator. So, but I do have to pan out occasionally and actually have some sort of direction and ask the muse, where are we going with this, babe? And she's normally pretty forthcoming about, she's not trying to hide her hand or anything. It's just she doesn't necessarily offer information until we ask it. So far, so good, so what, Let's dump some of this in here. Now that we're getting a better sense of where that light is at, we can start dumping in a little bit more shadow. Face is itchy from hair. I don't cut my hair very often, so I get a lot of dead ends that end up flaking around and bugging on my face a bit. I'm probably due for another haircut. It's been, I think, 3 years. Hey, I need to find that I need to find that psychic that can implant thoughts instead. You keep one and I keep the other. We can use it to transfer and drawing ideas. Nice. Hey, later, John. Dude, thanks a lot for being here, my guy. I really appreciate you. See you on the other side, my guy. You go corpo the hell out of that shit, dude. Still got 25 minutes left on the clock. So let's keep working at this until, until we run out. I don't know if I necessarily need to go any darker than this. I don't think so. I think this is probably dark enough. Yeah, Photoshop's not responding to my keystrokes as quickly as I want to. There's a little bit of a sensitivity issue going on there. But that, again, we were talking about that earlier. Photoshop 25 is trying to get me to update. I'm using 22, and it wants me to update to 25. But gotta go see a man about a horse? No. Right on, dude. Maybe we calm this down a little. Flatten that out a tick. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do do do. There you go, like that. I'm looking. Not only am I looking forward to having this piece done, just to get it fucking done finally, but I'm also looking forward to doing a palette cleanser, doing some environmental paintings like Bob Ross style landscapes for a little bit. This should be done maybe the last week of January. Maybe it'll spill into the first week of February, but the plan is currently just to spend February just doing a few paintings in the morning. Just some like grabbing landscapes. I've been collecting landscapes off of Microsoft Word desktops that it has this rotation that updates the desktop image every day or so. And when it's a cool environment, I'll grab a screenshot of that and then put it into a landscape folder that we can then extract and then use that to produce that image, like an approximation of that image, like to convert it into a painting. Is what I'm trying to say. Light going up in here, a little bit along here. This is all still pretty rough looking, right? But we should be able to lock this down. I mean, I don't have to go 12 hours of intense texturing on this. It's not necessary for what this piece is. Having said that, I also don't want to half-ass it. So that's the threat of these is creep scope creep. And because when I fall in love with a piece, I want to make it the best that it can be, and quote unquote the best that it can be is typically like full color rendering, and it's not necessarily what's needed in every piece. So I'm really trying to keep myself reined in on like how crazy detail am I going on these little vignette pieces, and it's a challenge because once I start falling in love with a piece, I want to give it my heart and spend time with it and get to know it, like romance it a little bit. And I got 20 minutes left today. And we'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna be on tonight. All things are looking encouraging for me to be on this evening, and we'll work on the Spelljammer Kaiju campaign that we've been developing, that we're gonna run for a few months on my Discord server. So we've got the basic communities already built out. So I think we're going to build out more kaiju creatures just to work the mechanics a little bit more. feels... Yeah, it feels pretty good. All right, cool. Let's do that. And am I... If I get rid of the line art, yeah. See, if I get rid of the line art, it does nothing to the painting now. So I can afford to drop the line altogether. But am I at a place now that I want to completely... Does luck favor the bold today, folks? Let's say that it does. So let's duplicate this layer. Because if something goes wrong, we can just, you know, backtrack. We'll merge. See, now it's a single layer I can cut through. Ooh, let's switch from the cloud brush. Let's switch to our chisel brush. We'll go with our mountain razor. This'll be a little bit more fun for smudging texture around a little bit, make it feel a little bit more craggy and a little bit more rough. And we'll just work this for a little while. We'll spend the rest of the 20 minutes just working texture here and basically blending the lighting and the darkness together. We'll see how that goes. Just blend to win. I said I didn't want to go darker, but I'm a filthy liar. So we're going to get a little bit of a purplishness. Block that up. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, I'm just gonna texture, just using this this blockish. Here's what the brush looks like, and if we were to, there, that's what it looks like. So it's got a really good texture to it. What are you on about? There you go, buddy. No, I don't know what I did there. There we go. There is an unusually high density of monsters in these caverns. There's a shambling mound, an otiug, a roper, some Volpina creepers, and drowned assassins creeping around underneath the water. So it is a target-rich environment in those two rooms, but this is the path of violence. That if you're running a one-shot, it's best to teleport them and just drop them into the grotto and just have them head to the light where the ritual is being cast. You just have to fight their way through a bunch of monsters to get there, which is pretty easy to do. but it is an unnaturally dense amount of monsters that are in the area. So far, so good. So what? If you go through the cemetery, if you go to the cemetery has hordes of undead, and it's a high combat zone. And if you find the secret passage, it shifts gears into exploration / stealth mission, like heist. And if you go in through the flooded fort, it starts off as exploration stealth and becomes combat in these grottos. And if you are on the top side in the gatehouse, that starts off as a social. It's either exploration stealth or social encounters that then takes you down through the main entrance of the stairwell and the elevator shaft, which either remains as a social encounter where you're interrogating people on official business because you are literally invited down by the mercenaries to investigate because they're concerned about the necrotic activity that are happening and they're glad that you're here, or it becomes it can become a combat mission where you're basically just brute forcing your way through the front door and killing anyone that gets in your way. So you have a number of different like the three gears of adventure are combat, exploration, and social encounters. And so the different regions that you explore through the space have a sort of default gear that they work. You can work any gear that you want depending on which encounters that you include, because there are encounters for social exploration and combat in all the different regions. But some regions are more bent towards one pillar of adventure over the other. But when you use if you use the default pillar, it transitions into a different pillar. Like if you use social encounters to get through, to convince the mercenaries to not get in your way, official police business here, the necromancers are going to be super fucking pissed and they're going to be incredibly hostile towards you. So social can lead into combat, or social can lead into exploration. Exploration can lead into social depending on who you encounter, or if things go sideways, it spills into combat. The default fail state in D&D generally is combat. If things go bad, weapons come out. That's generally how D&D works, just as a game system and as a narrative device. That's generally how things devolve. When things go wrong, violence occurs. So you can always devolve into violence. That's always an option. So we set up different portions of the adventure to lean into the different pillars, knowing that you can always spill into violence. But that we create pathways. Like, you could theoretically go through this entire adventure without drawing weapons at all. If you can evade the undead and you are good at convincing people, like using your badge and whatnot to, flashing badge to get access to information and to get people to answer questions for you, you could go through the entire adventure as just social encounters without any combat at all until you get to the final nexus. And even then, you could potentially recruit people to do the violence for you if you don't want to. Similarly, you could Scooby-Doo the thing and do nothing but exploration and stealth. Like, if your mission is to rescue the villagers and don't worry about anything else, then getting the villagers out alive without conflict is ideal, because they're all commoners, they're all killed in one hit. So you could theoretically get through the adventure in a pure exploration as a heist mission of trying to rescue the hostages without incurring any violence at all, and that is also possible. Or you could just draw steel and just gut punch your way through the entire adventure with nothing but violence, if you wanted to. So the adventure is set up to work these different gears so the DM can shift back and forth between the pacing of it. Like, if you have a killjoy team that all they want is violence, well, we can set that up for you. Here we go. And now you're sieging this place, and you have to figure out, your tactical mission then becomes, how do I punch through here since they're aware of us and attempting to prevent us from proceeding. You could proceed that way with the mercenaries becoming enemies alongside the Emerald Claw and all the undead. You're just going to stack enemies on you. If you want to do this more as a heist, then you can angle into social encounters of getting the mercenaries to not get in your way. But since they're basically betraying their bosses, they have a reputation issue to deal with. So if you can get in without them noticing, they won't have to report you. And they can make that agreement with you that you're on your own. Don't let us catch you. We have to do what we need to do. Like if you don't have a badge, that's a good angle to go with. Like if you have a badge, there's no way they're going to fuck with you. And that's the default plot hook is you have badges. You have the right to ask what's going on here, and you can arrest anyone that gets in your way. And there's even a jail in the village that if you decide to capture people for interrogation, you can take them back to the constabulary and lock them up and interrogate them if you wish. But the default assumption is that once the team announces their presence, the mercenaries are going to get the fuck out of the way, because the mercenaries are all ex-military and they're basically running a mercenary gig. And the only reason they can do the mercenary gig is because it's legal. So if they go foul of authorities, their adventuring license would become questionable, and they don't want to risk that. But they also don't want to get a reputation of betraying their employers. That's not going to help them. So they're running a really fine line to prevent themselves from basically running afoul of either employers or the government. So that's a fun paradox that they're fucking around with, that you can lean into once you realize what's going on there. There's a lot of different ways that a DM can play with this. So it's designed to be something that paid DMs that run the same encounters, run the same adventures over and over again, that if they want to do something for Eberron, this is built to help that professional DM mentality of, I'm going to run this multiple times. It'd be nice if it runs in different ways, I can mix things up. And this has a lot of different points of contact that allow you to basically switch up how it runs. And you can even just there's 6 different plot hooks. You can just randomly roll a die to see which plot hooks are going to be relevant to this run. And if you really wanted to, like if you had a steady table, you could have your players roll up random characters, like random 7th level characters, and have them, and then do a random plot hook not involving badges, and then kill them and see how far they can get through, and then kill them with a horde of undead. And then have them start again with maybe their main characters getting deputized to go investigate. So the players would know a certain portion of the adventure going in, but they got killed. So then when you go through it again, you could lead them to a different area, through a different path that would eventually connect up with where they lost their lives. It's like, oh, we get where this is at. So you can mess around in that sense if you wanted to. It's got a lot of flexibility. I'm really, really proud of how this is constructed, and I'd like to do another Eberron adventure. Just no time, not immediately, not for some time. These things take a lot of fucking work to build, and I definitely want to do another one, just not yet. Oh, I like how this is working here. This has sort of that watercolor feeling that we were talking about that Wizards of the Coast does with their vignette illustrations, but it's using the terrain as the cragginess of the caverns to define its space. I like this. This is really fucking cool. So we're gonna keep up with this. This might be what you were trying to convey to me. And if it was, I found it, dude. But otherwise, cheers. Such a fun way to play with negative space. God, that's so cool. loving how that's feeling. Damn it, I completely just fell in love with this painting. I have no idea where it's going to lead us to. Again, the whole reason I'm building adventures and supplements in the first place is because I wanted to become my own art director. I wasn't getting paid the amount of money that I wanted to get paid for the work that I do, for the books that I was getting hired for. So I figured, well, why don't I just make books instead? And the books that I sell, I can use to like pay myself for the artwork that I do. So I mean, I have a ton of books that we're working on, but they're all ultimately they're leading to me doing more art. That the whole purpose is to create a pipeline for me to have a reason to create themed art, as though I were hiring myself as my own illustrator. So you guys probably already got that, but I was just saying it again for the fun. Yes, I love where this is at. Love, love, love what this is turning into. So fucking cool. God damn, that's cool. All right, go back down into here. Now we have a sense of direction that we can mess with, right? This. How fun is this, huh? Love this shit. God, it's so much fun. Just environments and like just natural caverns and rock and trees and just like Bob Ross's sort of stuff. I just love bringing that Bob Ross feeling into my fantasy art. It's just what a joy. A joy of painting, perhaps. Feeling pretty good. All right, let's grab some more of this dark up in here. Up in here. So I'll put this on pause for today, and we'll continue it tomorrow, and we'll probably finish it tomorrow, and then we'll move on to the next piece. We technically don't have a deadline. It's whenever it gets done, it gets done. Obviously, I want to get it done because I have other projects that are anxious to be attended to, but I'm slowly digging our way through all the production processing stuff on the back end off screen in the evenings, and we'll get it done. It'll eventually get done, and we'll publish it, and we'll move on to the next piece. But I'm just really enjoying the journey. If I'm just trying to punch through content to make the next thing, what's really the point? The real purpose of all this is to give me a focused direction for me to do artwork that I'm gonna have to do anyway. It's the muse makes me do artwork. I don't have a choice. Any artist out there that catches this signal knows what I'm talking about. Where there's like this feeling, this need to create that just comes through, and it doesn't get satisfied until you scratch the itch, and that just makes you itchier. You know, it's just like one success leads to another, leads to another, leads to a life of producing, and it's very spiritually fulfilling to be able to do that. But we are definitely coming to an end point with this project, which is just going to launch another project that we'll just be able to do again. Like check my Spelljammer stream. That was we did all the artwork for that like in 9 months. That was a very fast production cycle. much faster. But it was just alphabetical listing of stuff that needs, stuff that you need to describe. Like, adventures are such a different creature than supplements are. Rule supplements are easy compared to adventures are by far just the most intense project, because everything has to coordinate. All the visual elements have to self-reference. You have to, ideally, the stuff that you're talking about, the visuals of it are on the same page as the descriptive text. Like, there's a lot of spatial constraints that go into designing adventures that don't exist in supplements and rule books. So it's a very challenging endeavor. I didn't realize how challenging it was when I started this project, but I'm glad I didn't, because I might not have. If I had known it was going to be this much work, I may have deferred it to some other day, and then eventually maybe never even getting to it. So I'm very proud that I tricked myself into doing this when I did it. So we're gonna leave this be for now, and we're gonna come back. Oh, it's looking really fucking cool though. Really happy with how this is coming along. I think I need to create a little bit more space in here for this text. I could, I could technically break this into 2 lines and just drop this line down here. Black florets taking root in exposed stone. I could trim this down so I could bleed out into this space a little bit more. I might do that. We might do that. All right, we're gonna go ahead to breaks for now, guys. Thanks a lot to everyone that's been tagging along with me today. I do this Monday through Fridays, so I'll be back tomorrow morning to continue working on this cavern grotto, and the whole, like, here, the whole book is coming along. Page after page, like we need to do some stuff in here, and there's space down here for us to do some stuff. But these are all the different maps that we've built for the different areas inside of this underground complex. We have some space here that we can add some stuff in. So, like, we have all these little vignette, like little corner pieces that we need to do, and we're going to continue working on those and getting through the book. But this page got reformatted. I need to import that, and it's been updated. But you can see, like, there's a good mix of like very brief descriptive text to feed the characters, and different types of different types of prisoners that are that you can rescue, and yeah, it's pretty fun. So if you think this stuff is cool, stick around. We'll be working on Eberron through the rest of January. And then in February, we're going to do Bob Ross environment paintings, like mountains and forests and shit, for fun. And then we'll probably be working on the Bastion campaign book, the Martial Powers book, as well as updating the Color Mana Spell Point variant rules for Magic the Gathering, updating that for the 2024 rules for D&D 5e. So we've got a lot of stuff on our plate for the rest of the year. And so we're just going to keep plugging away. We do artwork Monday through Friday in the morning, on Mondays and Thursday nights, including tonight, and Saturday mornings. Those are the 3 days that I have for on-stream game design. And then I'm always doing stuff off-stream as well, so I'm always moving the ball forward on something, whether you're witnessing it or it's something I'm doing privately. But thank you, everyone, for checking this stuff out. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're at 600 and something right now. So yeah, we're at 636 right now, and yeah. So if you're inspired to stick around, God bless, and I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys later on tonight at 6:30, which is about 10.5 hours from now. We'll be on for a couple hours, and then I'll be back on tomorrow morning doing this again like we're doing right now. So hope to see some of you guys then, and bye for now.